Let's be real. Fear is normal. And it starts with one single thought. But fear affects our decisions. It affects how we respond to things. It sometimes even holds us back from what we have to offer to the world. How then do we overcome this fear? Hi loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Precious Orekoya, and in today's video I will teach you how to overcome your fears and actually become better. Without wasting much time, let's get right into the video. According to Oxford Dictionary, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the danger of threat or pain. I want you to note these two words: unpleasant and emotions. Emotions are feelings that we feel as our response to the world around us. It is what we do, what we feel to respond to the way the world sees us. And this tells us that emotions are part of life. They are part of what makes us human, and so we have to feel them. But these emotions are there to keep us in check. So we can choose to either accept them or ignore them. Moving on to unpleasant. Unpleasant means something displeasing. So if fear is an unpleasant emotion, it means that it holds us back and makes us respond negatively to that kind of situation if we accept it. Since you now understand what fear really means, why do we actually feel this fear? Apart from our emotions keeping us in check and all of that, why do we feel fear? I'll start with number one is to protect ourselves. Yes, I want you to quickly think of something. It's Christmas time and there are lights, the candles, the bells, new sweaters, the cold as well, and new dresses. And so it's time to go to the park. The park is something you've looked forward to going since January. And there is this giant Ferris wheel that you've always wanted to try, and it was finally time for you to try it out. Then you waited in line until it got your turn, and suddenly you just started feeling your heart thumping fast. Boom, boom, boom. You have sweaty hands and you feel like you can't go on again. You're scared. What if something happens while you're on the ride, or what if the wheel comes off? What would you do? And the thought of this just made you leave the line and just run off. That right there is fear. That is what fear does to us. It keeps us and shields us from what it feels like danger, but most of the time they are not really dangerous. Another reason why we feel fear is because we are scared of the unknown. We are scared that you don't even know what the future holds. You don't know. You are uncertain. But guess what? Uncertainty is part of what makes life beautiful, because you don't know what the future holds. It makes you want to explore. I used to be in that shoe. I'm not off, but I'm working on it. I used to be scared of what the future have for me if I try that one thing that I'm so scared of. But guess what? Uncertainty is part of life, and it's like I said earlier, it's part of what makes life beautiful and what it is. What if it's actually worked out? What if you're not scared? Being scared of what the future holds will not make the future certain. So why let fear hold you back from what you truly want? Another reason why we feel fear is because we are afraid of change. We are afraid of the responsibility that comes with that one thing we chose to do. We are afraid to embrace that life will no longer be as it used to be. Really. Now, I want you to know this. We are in 2024. Life is not the same as it was in 1980s, 1820s. Life as itself has evolved, and so it's okay to feel change. It's okay for change to occur. It means that you're actually growing and moving forward. Now that you know why you feel fear, how can you let go of this fear? It's a step-by-step process, and step one is to acknowledge your fears. There is a saying that a problem shared is half solved. Well, I'm telling you today that a problem admitted is half solved. Every one of us feel fear, and so you are not alone. But you need to first acknowledge your fears. Yes, I have the fear of meeting people. I have the fear of heights. I have the fear of whatever it is you know your fear is. Acknowledge it. I don't want you to be judgmental about it. Just, acknowledge it. Admit it to yourself that, yes, I have this fear. There is something that acknowledgement does to us that makes us actually feel better. So I want you to try it. Be intentional about admitting. I don't want you to just, I know I have this fear. No, we are not, this is not the end point. This is the beginning of the process of letting go of your fears. Step two is to journal about it. When I say journaling, I mean writing it down, knowing the reason why you feel these fears. It's not enough to just acknowledge and admit your fears. You need to know the reason. You need to find the root of the fear, and finding the root of the fear means knowing the reason you feel that fear. Just write the possible reasons out. You don't even need a fancy journal to do this. Even I don't have a fancy journal yet I still journal. You can just get a notebook and a pen and write it down. Why do I feel this fear? Yes, I have the fear of meeting new people. I'm scared of height. But why do I feel this fear? Okay, I'm scared that they will not like me. I'm scared that I will look awkward. If you got to this point, well done. Now let's move on to step three. Step three is face your fears. When I say face your fears, I mean punch your fears in the face. When I say that, I don't mean you going to a wrestling ring and looking for someone with the name Fear and punching that person. No, I mean that you should expose yourself to the fear. To be able to punch your fears literally, you need to take 3 steps. That means these are sub steps, right? Number one is to reframe your thinking. Remember when I said fear starts with a single thought? Yes, I want you to reframe your thinking around that your fear. Let's take an example. You're scared of meeting people because you feel they don't like you. What if you start thinking towards the positive? Start saying to yourself, I'm worthy, I'm awesome. Gradually, you start to believe these things, and it will affect the way you see your fears. Sub step 2 is to expose yourself around your fears. I don't want you to run. Like the example I've been talking about since, let's take an example that you're scared of meeting people. Start going to events where you know people will be there. We are social human beings and we're not meant to do life alone. Start attending conferences. Start going for events that you know that people will be there. Expose yourself to that thing. You will realize that gradually you will get used to it and it will become better. The last sub step is to expose your mind to the things around your fear. Start, like for example, I've been using Sims. Please note that this might not be your fear. You can just relate it to whatever you feel your fear is. Start exposing yourself to the things around it. Start looking for events to go. Start thinking about the positive surrounding that thing, and you realize that gradually, as you go forward, it will get easier and easier to let go, and before you know it, you've gotten better at facing and punching your fears. Letting go of these things, it might take time, trust me. In fact, it will take time, but with gradual, consistent and determined effort, you will finally be able to let go of your fears and become better. Alright loves, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned 1 of 5. And I want you to know that the point of this video is not just for you to watch, but also to apply what is being discussed. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. It's right here. Subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.